In the second video we discussed about the vector operations. Now operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, we will discuss one by one, but division of a vector by a vector is not possible. Now what is addition of vectors? 2 vectors, 3 vectors, 4 vectors. That means to find the resultant of 2 vectors or resultant of more than 2 vectors. We try to understand what is the meaning of the word resultant. That means from a point, if 10 Newton force acts in one direction, in the same direction another force 50 Newton acts, so the resultant will be 25 Newtons. The forces gets added together. As they act in the same direction, the resultant will also act in the same direction. Now suppose another force acts towards the positive x-axis, its magnitude is 15 Newtons, and towards the negative axis a magnitude of minus 10 Newton. So the resultant will be a 5 Newton force towards the positive x-axis. Now these are called resultants. So to define a resultant, we can say like this: the work done by 10 Newton force and 50 Newton force combined together can be done by a single force of 25 Newtons. Here the work done by 50 Newton force and 10 Newton force can be done by a 5 Newton force. So these are called resultant. Now if the angle between the two vectors does not remain 0 degree or 180 degree, this is 180, some other value 60, 40, then this thing happens: vector A, vector B, the resultant C lies somewhere in between them. The angle between the two vectors is theta. Now we can draw this in two ways. One is the triangle law of addition, another is the parallelogram law of addition. Triangle law of addition means this is the tail, this is the head of the vector, another vector, the tail and the head. We draw the resultant like this. Original vector is B, another original vector is C, the resultant, B, the resultant is C. So how do you find C? Joining the tail of the first vector to the head of the second vector. We have to calculate the magnitude of this resultant as well as the direction of the resultant with any one of these vectors. As it is a vector, we have to find out the magnitude as well as the direction. Magnitude we have to calculate through a formula, and direction means the angle made by this resultant with either A or B. So the angle between the two vectors is this, theta. Now this is the diagram for the triangle law of addition. Triangle law of addition, vector addition. If two non-zero vectors, non-zero means the value of A and B should not be 0, can be represented by the two sides of a triangle. This is one side, this is the second side. Taken in the same order, 1, 2. Their resultant is represented by their side, by the third side. 1, 2, this is the third side. Taken in opposite order. Now opposite order means if it would have been the same order, this is directed towards this direction and the C would have been directed in this direction. But it is said that the resultant will be taken in the opposite order. The direction will be just the opposite. Now to find the resultant using the triangle law. So vector A, vector B, and C is there, the resultant. Now the angle between A and B is theta. In vector notation we write it like this: vector A plus vector B is equal to vector C. That means this plus sign means to find the resultant. Now we drop a perpendicular, so we name these points O, A, B. Drop a perpendicular which meets the extended OA at point D. Good. Slight disturbance from outside. Now to find the value of C, we have to find the magnitude of C. So what are the known quantities? known quantities A, B and theta. What we have to find out? Find out the magnitude of C and the direction of C. These are the two things we are going to calculate. Now, according to the diagram from Pythagoras theorem, what we can write? OB square is equal to OD square plus BD square. Now, what is OD? It is OA plus AD. So, OA plus AD square plus BD square. Expand this A plus B whole square form to OA AD plus AD square plus BD square. Now, what is AD square plus BD square? Both are construction parts. BD square plus AD square. Again, from Pythagoras, we can write it as AB square. So, we take this 2 and we can represent it as AB square. Now, what is OA? Known value. What is AD? It is a construction part. So, we have to replace it with the known values. Now, if we try to find out what is cos theta from this triangle BAD, cos theta means AD by AB. So, AD means AB cos theta. We replace AD with AB cos theta. So, this is OB square. Now, what is OB square? It was C square. OA square was A square plus B square 2AB cos theta. So, C is equal to root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So, this is the value of the magnitude of the resultant vector C. Now, we try to find the direction of vector C. Now, suppose this is the angle phi. That means the angle made by the resultant with any one of the known vectors. You can find this angle, you can find this angle also. Maximum cases in books and in real practice, we have to find this angle. Now, what is tan phi? Tan phi means BD by OD from triangle BOD. What is tan phi? BD by OD. BD by OD. Now, BD is a construction part. What we have to represent it as? BD means you can write it as, if we find sine theta here, what is sine theta from this triangle? Sine theta means BD by AB. BD by AB. That means BD is equal to AB sine theta. We represent it as AB sine theta. Now, what is OD? OA plus AD. AD. Now, OA plus AD. AD means AB cos theta. So, we represent them as the values. AB means vector B sin theta. OA means A plus B cos theta. Now, all these values A, B, the magnitude of A and B should be replaced here. The magnitudes of A and B should be replaced here. Original angle between the two vectors was theta, and phi is the angle made by the resultant with any one of the known vectors. To remember this magnitude, to remember this value of tan phi, we can remember a trick. When we move our pen, this line touches one side of C and another side it touches vector A. Here A gets separated. There is tan here, so we can remember it as sine by cos. Now, what happens when we are asked to find the value of this angle? Suppose this is phi 1. Now, tan phi 1 can be remembered from this value only. Sin theta and cos theta will not change. The position of sin theta and cos theta will not change. The only change will take place that B will be replaced by A and A will be replaced by B. We are going to discuss about some special cases. First one is this was the value of the magnitude that we derived earlier. For theta is equal to 0 degree, that means both the vectors are acting on the same line. We know that cos theta is equal to 1. So C becomes root over a square plus b square plus 2ab. That means root over of a plus b whole square. That means a plus b. Just the magnitudes of the vectors gets added together. Now second case, if theta is equal to 180 degree, that means cos theta is equal to minus 1. 180 means both the vectors are acting in the opposite direction. Now here C becomes a square plus b square minus 2ab. So root over a minus b whole square, that means it is a minus b. Both the vectors get subtracted from one another. Third point was theta is equal to 90 degree. Now cos theta becomes 0. So C is equal to a square plus b square. The remaining term becomes 0. Now the fourth point, if a is equal to b, the magnitude of both the vectors becomes the same. So C is equal to, we can write it as a square plus 2a into a cos theta. That becomes 2a square, here also 2a square. So we take 2a square common, here remains 1 plus cos theta. Now taking it to submultiple form, cos square theta by 2. So 2 to 4 means 2, a square means a, and this is the value of C. So what did we get from the special cases number 1 and number 2? C is equal to a plus b and C is equal to a minus b. That is, it is the maximum value of the resultant. This is the minimum value of the resultant for any value of theta. So we can write C ranges between a minus b to a plus b. Suppose we take an example, if A is equal to 10 newtons, B is equal to 8 newtons. That means the value of C will vary between 2 and 18 newtons. This is called the range of C. Now let us take one or two examples. Vector A plus vector B is equal to vector C, and the magnitude relation is A plus B is equal to C. What we have to find out? The angle between A and B. Angle between these two vectors. Now what we can do, from this relation we can write C is equal to square root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. And from the second relation we can write C is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Equating these two or squaring this first one, we get c square is equal to, the root is no more there, and we equate this with the second one. So comparing these two sides, we can say that cos theta is equal to 1 here. Therefore theta is equal to 0 degree. The angle between the two vectors A and B is 0 degree. Now, can the magnitude of resultant of two vectors be equal to the magnitude of each of the vectors? For the solution, if we take the initial two vectors as A and B, resultant as C, magnitude of the resultant is equal to the magnitude of both of the vectors. That means C is equal to C equal to A is equal to B. Now in the relation C square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, we replace everything by either b or by a. So b square gets cancelled out. 1 plus cos theta becomes half. Cos theta is equal to half minus 1 means minus half. That means theta is equal to 120 degree. So it was asked that can the magnitude of the resultant? Yes, it is possible. If the angle between the vectors is 120 degree, then this happens. Vector A, vector B, that means this is of the same magnitude, the resultant will also be of the same magnitude if the angle between the two vectors is 120 degrees.